opisina lang ako, nasa isang sulok lang ng bahay, but now, ramdam ko yung inyong warm bodies! Buhay na buhay ang hindi trolls! Okay, meron po tayong inanda para sa ating mga friends sa ICC. Alright, so, I want to address the first part of my speech directly to the ICC because I know they are watching. I stand before you today to challenge the very principles that ICC claims to uphold its mission and vision and to question the integrity of its actions. The ICC states that its mission is to investigate, prosecute, and try individuals accused of the most serious crimes, genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and aggression. But I ask, does this mission not require due process? In the case of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, we have witnessed a direct violation of that principle. The legal extraction of any individual, especially a head of state, must go through the proper local judicial process. Even the ICC itself acknowledges that it does not replace national courts but only intervenes when a state is unwilling or unable to prosecute. So why was President Duterte taken without going through the legal process in the Philippines? Why did the Marcos administration allow to forcibly remove him by passing the very system of justice that ICC claims to respect? Now, let's examine the ICC's vision and mission that supposedly ensures that the most serious crime do not go unpunished. Then I ask you, should the abduction of President Duterte, orchestrated by the Marcos administration, not also be punished? Was this not an act of kidnapping? Right? Executed under the pretense of justice, but carried out with impunity, right? Justice is delivered impartially and effectively. Was justice impartial when the Marcos administration conspired with the ICC to take President Duterte without due process? Was justice effective when an individual was forcibly removed without facing proper legal proceedings within his country? Nations work together to uphold international criminal law. But how can the ICC claim this when the entire world, and especially the Filipino people, saw how this so-called legal extraction? Legal extraction was nothing more than an abduction, a kidnapping that ignored Philippine sovereignty. How can international law be upheld when it is manipulated by political interests, allowing the Marcos administration to use the ICC as a tool for its own agenda? If the ICC truly stands for justice, then it must answer these questions. It cannot claim to be the guardian of the rule of law while violating its own principles. Justice is not selective. It is not dictated by those in power. Justice must be blind, fair, and grounded in due process. So, I ask ICC, I hope you are here, guys. Have you truly delivered justice impartially and effectively? Or have you allowed yourselves to be used as a weapon for political persecution by the Marcos administration? The world is watching will judge. Mga kababayan, nakakalungkot dahil mismo ang ating presidente, ang Marcos Jr. administration, ay ipinagkanulo ang ating Pangulong Duterte na nagmahal, nagbigay ng mabayabang airport for 6 years, tinapos ang kalimbala, mga extortion sa airport, natakot yung mga negosyanteng tuliin dahil sila ay mga tax evaders. Binigyan ng 10 days, I believe 24 hours na, ay nagbayad si Lucio Tan ng multi-billions na taxes na naibalik sa mamamayang Pilipino. Nagpapasalamat po ako dahil ang nangyari kay Pangulong Duterte, although masakit sa kanyang pamilya, ito ay divine intervention para sa lahat ng mga Pilipino all over the world. Dahil kayo ngayon sa buong Europa ay nandito para ipakita ang pagmamahal not only for President Duterte but sa lahat ng mga Pilipino sa buong mundo na kayo ay gising. Kayo ay nagmamahal sa bayan at hindi kayo bulag na nakikita na ninyo na ang presidente natin ay authenticated cocaine addict. The people of the Netherlands, I would like to let you know that the president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., is authenticated cocaine addict. Why? I got the video authenticated in California. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo mga kababayan kanina sa vlog natin, meron pa kayong mga posters na bangag si bangag? Hindi kayo nakapaganda. Sa susunod natin dapat meron tayo nun. So anyway mga kababayan, sa hindi po nakakilala sa akin, ako po si Maharlika, dating supporter ng Marcos administration, nabudol, umasa sa unit team. Yes! Nanalo si Marcos Jr. nung, well, questionable pa ang kanyang pagkapanalo dahil merong, expose si Attorney Glenn Shaw na dinayan nila yung 2022 election. So, questionable pa yan. It's sad lang kasi yung mga media ay hindi yan inuulat. May mga media ba dito? Mga bias media? Hi guys! Sana iulat niyo yung tama sa Pilipinas. Sana iulat niyo yung pagiging authenticated na bangag ni Marcos. Hawak ko yung authentication actually, yung letter. But anyway, ako po ay dating supporter ng Marcos Jr. na umasa sa unit team na baguhin or bangon ng Pilipinas hanggang sa ako ay nagising sa katotohanan. Actually, during campaign pa lang, nakita ko na ang talagang pagiging ahas ni Liza Tanas. Bakit ka mo noong April 2022 nung ako ay napunta sa campaign na parang tulad dito, nakita ko na yung hindi magandang pangitain, kaya message ko siya kasi personally nag-text kami, sabi ko sa kanya, Hitad. Hindi ko matawag yung pangalan. Sabi ko sa kanya, Hitad, ngayon pa lang napapaligiran ka na ng ahas. Hindi ko akalain siya pala yung ahas. So hanggang sa nag-expose na po tayo, nag-expose na kanilang mga kasinungalingan. So ano ang reward ni Maharlika? Kaso, 4 cases na final sa Los Angeles, California, civil cases. 4 po, ginagastos ng gobyerno ng Marcos ang pera ng bawat OFW, bawat Pilipino para gibitin si Maharlika, para gurgurin ako dahil galit na galit years na and finally yung biktima, mother, distressed mother ay lumabas na. Kaya po sabi ko sa aking mga vlog, hanggang sa uling patak ng dugo ko, lalabanan natin ang mga sindikato. Yes! Andiyan na yata ang ating Vice President. Yes!